What up, YouTube? What up, traders? It's your boy Nasdaq Soldier, back with another forward tracing video.
You need to leave.
What I said? Another another forward testing video. I don't know what I just said. But yeah, it's like around like 9:30, 9:40. I just got here. Uh, yeah, it looked like I actually missed something, right at my time, 8:55, 9 o'clock. Let's see if I would have took it. Mmm. Mmm. See, I wasn't able to be here. But let's see how crazy volume is. Mmm. This it right here. This the setup, pullback. Mmm. But yeah, it's a lot of volume though. It's a lot of volume. I would have had to pay attention to the volume. High volume. Yeah, that would have played out right there. And I know I would have paid attention to the volume too. Because look, 25 points ain't nothing in this market. So I'd have had to go with the high volume with 50 points. Yep. And this would have been it. That would have been the play right there. That would have been the play right there. Yeah, that would have been it. That's the one. Alright, let's go back and look at everything. Okay, right now in the current market right here, we in the uptrend. First thing is the trend. We in this uptrend right here. After market open, wow, it started this uptrend right here. And on top of that, we above this 14 EMA. And what's the next thing? Our setup. We got the trend, we got the EMA, and we above the EMA, and then we got our setup. And go to the 1 minute. We would have marked it up like this. Once it broke out, come back into our area right here. It would have went up right there. We would have got in at the close of that white candle. We would have got in at the close of this candle, and this would have been the play for a 1-to-1. But I wasn't able to be here. I just got off work. I wasn't able to be here. I just got off work. So, damn. That was the play. That was a solid play right there. That was a solid play. And really and truly, I'll be done. But since in this scenario, I wasn't able to be here, I'm going to see if I can get another setup presented to me. Alright, right now, price just bounced off this demand again and pushing up and giving a whole nother setup. And I was thinking like, man, should I get in since it bounced off that demand? Shit. Nope. Because it's like I only could get in off my particular way that I get in. That's the only way I can catch the market slipping. I feel like by me getting in, the only way that I can get in. Man, it's the same as yesterday. Them pushing up 100 points in 3 minutes. But we ain't gonna let that spook us or nothing. I'm just gonna have to find a way to get in with this momentum. Set up, uptrend. Yep, set up, uptrend. Furthest area. It's a pullback. Damn. Off it bouncing off this demand. I ain't expect a pullback to be this deep. I wanted to at least to trade above this 14 EMA on a 1 minute chart. Cause it just dropped down 100 points right back down. 250, 150. Over 100 points. I mean, which that is the momentum in the market, up and down, but in this situation, I would need a whole nother setup because it pulled down way too deep. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to go that deep. Let's see. Let's say it'll have to engulf this candle right here or something for me to get in if I would take it. Let's look at the 5 minute. Yeah, it's a whole brand new candle. I want to say we would need a whole nother setup, honestly. Because we want to be going with the momentum of the buying. And then off this pullback was so steep that the buying momentum kind of got overtaken. Uh-oh. That's an entry. That's an entry right there. We just forward tested this, but I feel like I was gonna need a whole nother setup. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I knew I was gonna need a whole nother setup. I said that selling pressure was too steep. And I knew that. But again, we forward testing. But I said it. I was gonna need a whole nother setup off all that selling volume right there. So I really should have just stuck with my first mind. Yep, because it bounced off this demand, shot up, but then they shot it all the way back down here. So I knew I was going to need a whole nother setup. Yeah, see, if I go back to that first setup and it broke out, matter of fact, let me mark it up. If I go back to this first setup right here, the one I would have took if I was here. Yeah, see. Yeah, what am I tripping on? Yeah, I knew better not to do that. Because look, this is the setup it created, and it pulled back right here. Just this one, two candles, really just this one candle pulled back, and then they shot right back up once they came back into our area. Boom. That would have been the entry. Like we're in the momentum of the buyers coming in. But if you look at this, it was a setup, and then pulled back up in there. It came all the way down here, set right here, Then they tried to go up. See, it's a whole totally different thing from this candle touching up in here and they pushing up out of here. Then these 3 candles coming all the way down, and then they just sitting right here, ain't pushing up, ain't engulfing this candle. That's what I said. For me to get in, they had to engulf this candle. See, I knew I wasn't supposed to get in that. See, it sat there and teeter-totter right here instead of momentum actually coming back in. So yeah, I knew better not to did that. That was just an impulsive thing. But yeah, I'm just a little frustrated at myself that I even, it just get to me that I even did that. Like I knew better, but now I just gotta keep pushing on, just keep pushing on. But I just hate that I knew better and still tried to impulse into some stuff. But besides that, man, I think I'm finna rage quit only because it's really in this uptrend in a sense. But since it's now crossed under this 14 EMA, and like down here, buyers can come in at any moment. I don't want to sit here and try to take a sale setup down here, knowing that it's a whole bunch of buying momentum down here. And I don't want to take a buy because we not in the uptrend no more. We's not in no uptrend no more on this, what we looking at right now. We're not in the uptrend or we not in the downtrend technically right now. We in this range. But we can see market structure is on an uptrend. It was in this uptrend. But now the trend has switched. And it's in a downtrend in a sense right now. But overall, we know that buyers really probably still try to take it up. So I don't want to get trapped trying to sell down here where it potentially got buyers at. See what I'm saying? I want to take a continuation trade if it was like in the actual downtrend, trending down. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I come back and look at this and learn from it. So yeah, NASDAQ Soldier, I'm out.